What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel for a live show I was not planning to do, but here we are. Thought I was gonna get some early sleep, but no sleep because we're gonna talk about Osimhen rejecting us according to Turkish sources. But if you want to keep it traditional and believe the usual sources, he just accepted Galatasaray basically. No agreement still, but that's one of the big talking points. Obviously, we're gonna have because it could have implications on many things we are trying to do or are going to miss out maybe. But first off, how are you guys doing?
All is good here. All is good. Nothing crazy.
All good. I'm happy that Sancho's coming.
Who? Oh,
Sancho.
Sancho.
Yeah, Sancho. JS.
Yeah, that's that changed today. I will talk about that. That news flipped today again as well. Yeah, I mean, I just saw it today. I just saw it a couple of hours ago. I was busy, but yeah, that's one of those sagas. I mean, I think right now it's going to take quite some time, and it will end up either way. But it's not going to be quick, as some might have suggested. I think. But we will talk about that in a sec as well. Let's start off with Osimhen. That's the big news, I think, because it was a dream. I think you need to describe even like actually dream Galatasaray trying to buy him. So I don't want to call it a dream. Like a dream for me is trying to sign. I don't know, like name it. Farah from PSG or something like that. That would be a dream, like impossible. Signing Osimhen shouldn't be impossible, but it's kind of completely done right now. We're not gonna get him. So first thoughts, Norbert, on potentially missing out on I think like a top player.
Yeah, Osimhen is good. But seriously, how much he's getting? Like 16 mil or something? That's we should never pay that much a year for a player. So yeah, 60 mil. That's okay. He worth that easily, I think. But the yearly his wage 16 mil. I think that's way too crazy. And how does Turkish teams have so much money? Because Fenerbahce and Galatasaray as well has a crazy amount of money.
Maybe
Some
the rest
Turkish
of the team
billionaire.
is on peanuts.
Maybe.
Maybe he is just 70% of the wage bill. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I checked the owner. He has a business, but and it's crazy.
Money.
He's the owner and the president as well, which is insane to me.
They have money. They have money.
Yeah.
Turkish teams are loaded.
It would have been crazy, but I guess we would pay half of that, or probably not half, a little more than half, the 16 mil as wages. So we can't compete with that. And if he wants to stay in Turkey, like good for him. I think it's insane career choice, but yeah, it's a bummer.
Yeah, it is a bummer. It was a bummer because when we signed Jonathan David and all the news was, we're gonna get both of them. I was starting to think about like a front three of Yildiz, Osimhen, and Jonathan David, and I was thinking, that's gonna give us a lot of goals this season, because Osimhen is very proven, but yeah, back to the drawing board now. It's a shame because it feels like every target we try to go for just doesn't happen, like managerial or player wise. Like if it happens, it takes so much effort,
Yeah.
Before we talk about it even more, like general question, do you feel how do I need to put it? A bit worried that we're moving a bit slowish, or like it feels like it's moving slow. It feels like it's moving confused, or maybe it's the media that's confused. I don't know, but I just have a feeling it's a bit like it's not certain what we actually do want to do. Because today I saw reports saying if the club thinks about improving that backline. I'm like, I mean, that's media, but do you have a feeling it's moving a bit too slow? I'm not saying we should have signed 10 players by now or sold 10 players, but it's the second week of July. We need to be honest about that as well, So
yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, we need a center back, and so far the only news is Hanchko. And in the winter, I would have been happy with Hanchko because of the options, but now I think Hanchko is not good enough for us. Like as a summer transfer, as a quality center back that we desperately need, I don't think Hanchko is enough now. So yeah, they're just nothing. I don't know if the media just doesn't know anything. Maybe Komoli's ways of doing things is a lot more quiet, but I just don't see anything. I don't hear anything, and yeah, it's worrying, to be honest.
I mean, to be fair, ever since we've been eliminated from the Club World Cup, when I felt like things picked up transfer-wise a bit. We signed Jonathan David pretty quickly, and then links around that just started to heat up. But time is passing and no action is really happening, so it's concerning, which is annoying because we like to. I noticed, especially in the last few years, we really like to take our time with transfers, despite whoever is in charge. So, yeah, which isn't a good habit to have because you want to have a ready squad for the start of the season and preseason, so you could go in and start the season properly. But yeah, the links to the center backs are concerning to say the least because the quality isn't too good. I'd be content with Hansko or Laporte, but yeah, other than that, you're not really seeing like names that make you jump out of your chair.
Yeah, and we have 17 days, and the training camp starts in Germany. So yeah,
Yeah, that's my point. Before we move on to we get back into the Osimhen missing out of what it could mean. Read out a few comments. Somebody's asking where do I get the source of this information? Just type in Osimhen on Twitter, and yeah, you like it's out there. Like it's everyone. So you cannot miss it. Like actually, if you open Twitter, it's all over the place. So the Spanish thing is related to us, but they're separate right now. So, but give them a follow, definitely. We're not getting Turam. I saw that Fabrizio news. No club is paying 75 million for Turam, obviously. The Inter striker, by the way. Can we get Osman on free next year, or is this move to Turkey permanent? Well, it's permanent. It's 100% permanent. But they refused the first offer, which was understandable. They're always going to refuse it. Somehow, I still believe it's not over. Napoli will ask for more money for sure. I think they will find the middle ground. They will find the middle ground. Okay. So no Osimhen. That means what? Does that mean Colomani? So if it means Colomani, then surely tomorrow we get the news that, yeah, we're just going to pay the money for Colomani. Otherwise, you also are not going to get Colomani. I think that's very obvious right now. So you're going to pay it, an obligation, pay a bit more this season. I don't know. Or you're just going to end up with Jonathan David and, asking Vlahovic to play on his last contract here. Because that's the situation right now. You're going to pay for Colomani. Otherwise, other clubs are going to buy him. Or you're going to stick with Vlahovic and Jonathan David up front. So what do you think? Or like, what is it as straightforward as just pay for Colomani now, 50, 60, whatever, and keep it moving? Or
I think Juventus likes Colomboani, but I'm not sure if they like it that much. That they would willing to pay 60 ish, and he's in the books with 60. Like they will not give him for less. Next year it's a different question. It's he will be a lot less. But the problem is that Paris Saint-Germain wants to sell now. They don't want to wait. They don't want an option. They don't want the obligation. The problem is they don't even want an obligation. They want to sell him now, and some clubs from the Premier League interested. I'm not sure who. I didn't hear who, but yeah, I don't know. Like they will not give him. They will not give him to us for 40 or 45. It will be well over 50. So I just don't know if we should pay that much, to be honest.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like through the season, I was under the impression that we're gonna loan him again for next season, and then obviously because he's gonna have less years on his contract with PSG, you'd pay less, either in an option or obligation. But seems like PSG don't want that. But I feel like if no clubs are willing to pay that 50, 60 million fee, which is, I like him a lot, but it's too much for him, then I don't know, maybe we could find a middle ground with them towards the end of the window. But, that's wishful thinking. Uh, Vlahovic, though, where do I start? I just feel like he's a clog, I feel like him, the stubbornness he has to see out his contract and not carry on with his career is really messing up our window and the whole like planning process and everything. Because I feel like we're planning and taking for granted that, oh, eventually we're gonna ship him. But it's every passing day, I think to myself, it's becoming more of a reality where we could have a season of Vlahovic just riding the bench, seeing out his contract, which really scares me, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, how much do you think Colomani is worth then?
For me, like 40, 45. Yeah.
Is that impossible to arrange with PSG? I mean,
Nope, no birds go.
yeah, you'll be back. Do you think that's impossible to get out of
No,
PSG?
it depends on them. It really depends on them. If they find other clubs who are willing to pay what they're asking for, obviously they're going to sell to other clubs. But then I think to myself, the will of the player, you know, he was happy at Juve and he liked being there. It was very clear from his interviews and everything. I don't know if the will of the player will have a role, but we'll see. I guess. I hope we man. Now since we're not gonna get Osimhen, I hope we manage to get him because we know what we're getting. So, and I feel like him and Jonathan David will also be a nice pairing together because because Colomani, he's the type of striker that links up very well with those around him. I think Yildiz as well. Like in the second half of the season, had this like growth a bit as a result of playing with him. Like they find each other really well and everything. So I feel like those three up top would be nice.
Yeah, I mean, I have nothing against Colomani. Obviously, I'm just, you know what it is right now. The way they're haggling or like not certain about Colomani. I'm like, what is the plan then? Because I'm worried about that back line and the lack of links, the lack of movements. So I'm just sitting here. I'm like, now it's just more work to be done. I'm assuming like it's just
Yeah.
more things that you need to figure out, and at the same time, you still need to move out players as well. Like that's like 100% certain you're gonna need to do that. And for me, it's moving a bit too slow. It's moving a bit too slow, in my opinion, because you're in talks with Conceição, Colomani, and Sancho, and whatever. But I mean, at one point you're going to need to make a decision on one of these players. I'm not saying I need to wake up tomorrow and we sign all three of them or whatever, but at one point you're going to need to make a decision, so you can move on, to other targets, because right now we're just stuck. Like we're actually literally a bit stuck, and maybe it's because we need to sell players, but again, the players we've linked out, who have offers, by the way, offers. It's not that they bring in that a lot of money. They're not bringing in a big transfer fee. Those players we're being linked with right now. They're not bringing in a lot of money at this moment in time. These players, so I don't know what the plan is, but I mean, if they want Colomani, then surely tomorrow the news is going to change, right? Like it should be changing then. There should be leaks about what the club is now moving towards, offering a bit more money. But like you said, Norbert, I'm not even sure they're 100% convinced. And
Yeah.
then what is the option? I see people saying Retigi in the chat. If I see my club pay 50 million for Retigi, I will actually not watch. I'll stop watching the sport. Somebody said more Italians. Let's be real. He's Italian on paper, but like he's not like that's a big stretch. Like that's a massive stretch, to build an Italian core and you add Retigi to it. That's a massive stretch. Let's keep it real. Like it is what it is, Yes, he plays for Italy and he has that passport, but I mean, everyone can basically get that passport almost. Like he's not like that's not an Italian court. And to be honest, 50 million for Retigui, that's just crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Absolute madness.
To be honest, I would rather just pay Colomwani for
Same,
Colomwani that
same,
much, and
same.
that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, and Atalanta players scare me. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
But
even
by the
even
way,
Atalanta tag not like even at Genoa, I'm still not a fan of Retigui, but
yeah,
that's
yeah.
just
I mean, like when he was at Genoa, I thought he was an okay striker, not like an upper next level striker. Like I don't know. We'll see how he does next season, but I feel like this season with Atalanta was such an anomaly. A bit, it was one of those seasons, just like a freak season, you know. We'll see.
yeah.
You know, this could bite me back, but I don't know. It just because we saw him with Genoa last season, it was all right, you know.
Yeah, we have some news about like selling players, but nothing concrete. That's also going really slow. Like they say, Betis and Girona wants the man himself, Arthur, but nothing concrete. And I checked, he's on 11 mil on the books. So hopefully now this is the year when we can sell him.
If it's another loan with an extension, I'm gonna cry, man. Honestly.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we need to sell these players, and I'm sorry. Like, if there's an offer for McKennie, Gatti, Rugani, whatever, just sell these players seriously. But there's nothing.
yeah. I mean, we need to get the move on. You need to get a move on because it's taking a bit too much time, in my opinion, as well. People smash the like button because we only have 25 likes. That's not enough. But is it that we just really need to sell players? Is it that simple? Like on paper, simple. We need to sell players, but is that holding everything on a standstill? Is that putting everything shut down? Like we cannot
I
really
think
make a movement, or is it players depending?
I don't think it's money wise, but it's just we have too many players at the moment with all the loanies back and all those 13 names that needs to go. So we just have too many. So we definitely needs to get rid of some. I don't think it's financial. It's more like the wages that we have to pay for all these wages and stuff. So yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
we have so many dead players, just as you said, Norbert,
Yeah,
back from low, like all the Kostiches, Ruganis, Arturs. Like, it adds up, you know? And it
yeah,
really restricts, in a way, getting new players in, if you still have them. And the thing is, some of these players are on wages they really shouldn't be having. So it makes it harder. It just feels like a loop that you're stuck in, you know?
yeah.
Somebody said Giovanni Albanese. It's Ederson and Lewis from I think it's Benfica, right?
Yeah,
Um,
Benfica.
I really want to believe not on the Lewis part. That's not the part I want to believe from Giovanni. I really want to believe Giovanni Albanese, but he has a new name every day, and that's not
Yeah.
real. Like that's just not real. I'm sorry. Like
Yeah.
I want to believe it, but that's not real. Because at that point, I need to rate Tutto Sport, Gazzetta dello Sport, Corriere dello Sport, because they also have a new name every single. Like when you come out with a new name every single morning, it's not real. It's impossible. So again, it
I
can
can.
kick off really, really soon. But right
Yeah,
now, I don't know. It's all just floating between targets, talks, more
yeah.
talks, and whatever, but nothing real, tangible.
To be honest, the biggest domino would fall if with the Sancho deal. If Sancho with Luis, Sancho is coming, Luis is going to Manchester, and then we will need a midfielder potentially, and then who knows, maybe Ederson, whatever. Like,
Oh, Ederson would be so good, man.
yeah, yeah.
Ederson.
Some people said that even instead of Cope Miners, we should have signed Ederson.
I
And
mean, we were linked to him quite consistently and reliably for the last 2 years. So
yeah,
yeah,
Isn't that a
Allegri
hindsight?
wanted him a lot when he was still the coach.
yeah, it is because I wanted Cope Miners, not Ederson. But yeah, for me,
I
it's a
wanted
hindsight for
I
sure.
wanted Cup Miners too, but hindsight is one hell of a thing.
Yeah.
I mean, Ederson could have come in and flopped as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It's easy to say it now, because it would have been the other way around. Oh, we should have got cup minus.
Yeah, it could be.
Who
Yeah,
knows?
yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
it would be the
Well, it could
same.
have been. You never know. Maybe in another galaxy dimension, it's like that.
Yeah.
Somebody
But
said for
something
the
needs to
same
happen.
price, give me Angelo Stiller. What is the
Angelo
price for
Stiller
Angelo
is really
Stiller?
good, but I think he's going
I
to
don't think
Madrid.
we can afford him.
He's going to
Yeah, I
Madrid.
mean, but I don't think we can afford him.
Yeah, Stuttgart want like above 50, I think. There's no way we're gonna give.
Yeah, we're not going to
Yeah.
pay that, and I don't think he will join us. By the way, if he has
Yeah.
potential offers from Real Madrid, he's not. He's not joining us. It's a. I mean, that's how it is. Like it's as simple as that. If Real Madrid are in, you refuse basically every single team out there. Like
Mhm.
that's how it works. Um, why do I always refuse Stratesi and Redkey seem like the player? I don't know.
Fratesi is the most like non-midfielder I've ever seen. Like his numbers for a midfielder are very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
7
but
passes.
when you watch him play, if he doesn't get the goals, you're like, what am I watching
Yeah.
actually?
Yeah.
Even
Yeah,
like
He's like
McKennie, if he
McKenny.
doesn't
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
he
he
doesn't
is the
score,
Italian Kenny.
it's like, what am I actually watching over here? Like, and I don't want to hear hard work because I expect that from every single player on the pitch. It's that's how it should be. Hard work is the that's the basic. Like you start with hard work,
For that
and
money,
then
they should start. They should work hard for that money that they get.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
oh yeah, oh yeah,
Mhm.
definitely. Like I mean that will be an issue. Like if you come out of the game, you're like, actually they didn't work hard. I mean that's a bit like if you don't work hard, you're just not gonna win games, ever.
Yeah.
Not possible. But I mean, that's kind of the situation. Let's move on to because there's nothing more to add on Osimhen. It's not happening right now. Um, let's move on to Jadon Sancho, and I'll go straight to Malik because I don't want to kill your vibe. Um, the talk was actually Romano was like it's not close. The wages are so far apart. But if you listen to Mirko Natale, it didn't feel far apart. It was all about a million here and there and whatever. I watched Romeo's YouTube video, and he said whatever has been said in the media, 1 million, it's much more than that. The difference is much more than 1 million euros. So again, I don't want to kill the vibe, but if it's more than like what are you comfortable doing? Let's say Menu won 25 million euros. That's around the price everybody's quoting. What is a fair wage for Jadon Sancho? Because 1 mil, we don't know what is 1 mil. Is it on top of the 6 or on top of the 8 or 5? Like, what is the difference? So, what should be this wage?
Nothing more than 7, I think.
You think 7? You can live with if he earns 7, you can live with that.
No, I'd live with it, and yeah, 100% live with it. He's a top player. Just if he comes, I'd be very happy. I just think, you know, he wasn't really in the right environment for the last few years because I watched him a lot whilst at Dortmund. I saw him grow, and I just know what type of player he is. And if he comes, I think he'll work really well, and Italian football might suit him. So yeah, I think because he's the type of player like when he's on form, he can give you a season of double digits for both goals and an assist, and I really believe in that. And he's still 25 and everything, so yeah, and eventually, if he does deliver, it'd be like, oh yeah, it was worth the 7 million a season.
What do you think, Norbert? Like, what will you be comfortable with?
So he's on a little over 6 now, 6 million euros, 6.1.
No, he's more. Net, he's more. He's more. Forget about the official numbers. He's on much more. Believe me. Like
Okay, I
100.
believe you.
Yeah, he's close to almost 10 million euros net. He's very
Wow.
close to that. Yeah, it's insane.
So I don't know. 6.66 plus 2 is my answer that I would be comfortable with.
Yeah, my answer included bonuses, by the way.
Hmm. So yeah,
Okay,
mine is
so
mine is a little over that, but and the 25, I think it's comfortable. It's a comfortable number for him. Um, but yeah, uh, he, he was a top player at Dortmund and Chelsea as well. He showed some of that this year, but yeah,
Well,
that Manchester United ruining.
anyone who goes to United just,
Yeah,
and when they
yeah, they
leave, they're better
players.
afterwards. So I wouldn't use that as a measuring stick, honestly.
Yeah, like how Real Madrid was, um, like 10 years ago. Like players went there to die. But yeah, 6.66 plus 2 is my answer, and I would be happy, but I just don't know how would he be behind the strikers. But I guess there's a reason, so they have a plan. So yeah,
I feel
okay,
like this
so
number 10 winger role, sorry, Ali, but I feel like this number 10 winger role is really suited to his characteristics, especially now. And in my opinion, he's better occupied on the right side. So Yildiz would remain on his better left-ish
yeah,
middle side, you know?
yeah, I saw you say that in the group chat. Um, Also, people who became a member, they're not in the chat, but if you're rewatching it, reach out to me so I'll put you in the group chat. Somebody already did, but a couple haven't done it, so do that. But 25 million is not a lot, basically for any. Okay, it was a lot for Kelly, but in general, 25 million euros in today's market is not a lot of money. So I don't think that's really the issue people have issue. I don't think with the wages. I think people are not convinced he can be the Jadon Sancho that we all thought he was, and I would agree with that. I don't think he will be that Jadon Sancho. Or he needs to come, like he needs to dig it up from very deep at this point. I think, and it's not going like he's not going to sign for that amount. I think five should be the max. It's unrealistic. I get it because he can get more money elsewhere. But I think at that point for the club, it should be the cutting point, and it should be saying, okay, that's it. We're not gonna do this. We're just not gonna do it because it's a gamble. It is a gamble. We don't know how he's gonna play in the league. We don't know what type of Sancho you're gonna get. Maybe he suits the league. Maybe yes. And maybe he's not because every time I watch him in the at Chelsea and Man U, I think people, and with people I mean the coaches, are asking him to be like a real type of winger, which is not like I never had a feeling he's that way. Like pace, go behind. Like I don't like he likes to cut inside more, and like maybe that's the idea of the club. I'm not so sure about it because that will make more sense in my opinion. But 5 million already is a stretch. Now I know it's unrealistic because if we sign him, it will be around 8 million euros a season, and I think that's way too much. Like that's way too much. He's your highest paid player in the squad then at that point if Vlahovic is gone, right? He will be your hype. That's too much. I don't think that's how do we need to put it? I don't think that's healthy, for your wage bill with other players in and around as well. I don't think that's smart. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope, you know, we sign Sancho and maybe he gets seven, whatever, and he is fantastic. And he ends the season with 11 goals and 10 assists. And I will come on, I'm like, you know what? Amazing. Amazing. I hope that with any player, by the way. I hope if Vlahovic stays for some odd reason he plays and he scores 20 goals. Like I hope he scores goals because he's playing at that point. But I'm fearing that we will end up paying way too much for some weird reason. Because for other type of deals, I don't have that feeling. Like the Colomani deal, the club is haggling. Conceição, I have an odd feeling they're gonna overpay for Jadon Sancho. I don't know why. I actually do not know why. Maybe like Houston League, they have a plan for him, and they're like, we need to get him. We desperately need to get him. Um, I'm not so sure. Also, and you can flip it, good or bad. This is gonna be massive for Jadon Sancho as well and change. Again, yes, he went to Dortmund when he was young, but London, Man U, and now it's again like it's kind of a restart. If you join us, the pressure is on because you play for Juve. But if you mess up this opportunity, it's done. Like it's actually done. So he will come on with a lot of pressure, not because he plays for the club, but because of his health. the price tag again, the wages again, all those talks again. Are you going to flop again, etc.? There's a big risk attached. Every transfer has a risk, but I think this one has more risk attached to it. Like Osimhen, he's a top player. If it fails, I think everybody will be stunned. For example, like what? How is that possible? He's proven. With Jadon Sancho, he's not really proven, is he? He hasn't proven anything, and the expectations are high because if we sign him, he's going to start. He's going to be one of the main guys, especially if you put him on 8 million. I've seen it. Oh, but we also get Conceição. I'm sorry. If Jadon Sancho's 7, he will be the main team player in Tudor's mind. That's just going to happen. So I'm a bit skeptical about that deal, and I'm somebody who likes Jadon Sancho. Still believe that there's a player in him, but I think the risk is a bit too high for us to take it at this moment in time. I could be wrong, but it seems the club really, really wants to bring him in. Otherwise, even though Romeo said the difference is big, if it's that big and the club has a feeling it's kind of impossible, they should have walked away by now, right?
Yeah.
Like you should have walked away. Like you're wasting too many weeks and too many days and too many calls and whatever. So maybe there is a feeling they can bridge the gap, but I think if we sign him, it will be around 8 million euros. Pretty sure,
And
pretty convincing.
what I don't understand is that I heard that Cope Miners will be also at that position, like behind the striker. That's
I
where
saw
Tudor
that too.
sees
That
him.
confused me as well.
Yeah, it confuses me because
Because
I
he
don't
played
know.
there and was horrible like last season.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
He's
think
an
he
So
can
8.
play for
just
Koopman
Miners, though.
is an 8, not a 10.
yeah,
If
I
you
can
move
see it.
out Douglas Luiz, why would you do that?
Yeah.
And maybe McKennie doesn't sign. Like it makes. And actually, he made it very clear that he wants to play as an 8 or something. Like he made it very clear. Period. Like more clear would be him coming out and actually say, "Do not play me up top or closer to goal." Period. That was the only way to describe. Like he tried to dress it up, but he did a horrible job at it. He wants to play midfield, so it wouldn't make sense to play him behind the striker. You also have Nico Gonzalez still at the team.
Oh my god.
I know there's talks we will move him on, but I don't see how that's possible at this moment in time. So
Yeah, we are a
not
mess
so
right
sure
now.
about that.
Yeah, because like I see so much news where it's like, yes, this is the idea the club has, but then I think about it and then I'm like, how are we gonna do that? Like in terms of incomings and transfers out. Because even when we were linked to Osimhen, I was thinking to myself, are we really gonna pay 75 million or 80 million or whatever it is? Like it's hard to imagine. And like selling Kelly, selling Gonzalez and everything, it's like if you're gonna sell them, first you need to have a market for them, which I don't see that. And secondly, you're gonna sell them at a loss anyway. So
And
Yeah.
that comment on the screen right now is the craziest I've seen today,
Oh,
for
I
sure.
wanted to bring.
Special, yeah. After a season
wanted to-
Locatelli had, that's
yeah,
crazy.
Locatelli was insane this season, man.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it's funny because on Twitter, you have the Italian side of Juve Twitter who absolutely hate him, and you have the international side of Juve Twitter who like love him so much.
I just don't understand the hate after
It's
such a
like
season.
every time I refresh my Twitter and during a game, it's like, oh, Locatelli, look at the numbers and stuff, and then another, it's a tweet in Italian like swearing at Locatelli.
It's a difficult one with him. It's a kind of love-hate relationship.
Yeah.
I don't think he's an issue in this one. Like, can you upgrade? Yeah, you can upgrade. Like, you can upgrade on many players, but I don't think we should be looking to upgrade. Like, we should be looking to upgrade in other positions before we get to that one. Like, if you want to upgrade on Locatelli, you do that probably next season when you fix other things. Now, like, imagine replacing Locatelli and then you're like, oh, but the backline is still crap. And we still lack attacking depth, or whatever. Just starting attacking players at this. Because Kolovani is gone and Conceição is gone. Like, that's the reality right now. You have Yildiz, you have whatever Nico Gonzalez is, you have Milik just for the vibes, and you have Vlahovic, who whatever he's doing. Like, that's our attack. So focusing on Locatelli right now, it's completely, it's a waste of time for the club at this moment in time. We can have that conversation if he's good enough, yes or no. But actually, the comment I wanted to see was this one. He said, I don't want people at Juve who don't really want to be here. I agree. But if a player signs today, he wants to be here. Like he's not gonna, no player is going to sign a 4-year deal and thinking I don't want to be here, signs that deal. He might after a year say I don't want to be here, but the moment a player signs, he wants to be there. That's how I view it. If I look at those things, yeah, you're right. Everybody assumes Bremer will be back. Not me. But a lot of people assume Bremer is just going to be back, and it's not going to be the case. It's not going to be the case. Dortmund and Chelsea chose not to keep Jadon Sancho, and Dortmund knew him very well. Well, Dortmund couldn't pay him, Alex. So
Yeah,
they wanted to keep
Dor-
Jadon
Dor-
Sancho. They
Dortmund don't
wanted to
typically
keep.
pay above like 35 million because the record signing is Joe Bellingham now, who was signed for like
But
33 plus 5
they
bonus.
wanted to keep him. They held
Yeah,
talks. They were willing to pay, but they couldn't. So that's
and
that. And
plus,
also, no, but Chelsea, they have. I think they have like 20 attackers and maybe one good attacker.
Chelsea are just weird, man. Their squad complexion for a team that spend that much is really horrible.
The problem this season behind us is that many players were playing out of their position. Arthur never wanted to be here.
Mm.
Yeah, he was
Somebody
depressed when he left Barca. I remember that.
Yeah.
But I mean, don't sign the deal. The moment you sign that, you want to be here. Nobody forced you to sign that deal. You could have told Barca no.
Colomani goals in league all comes with it. If he stays, that's we can go into that.
Because like it's not the NBA where you just get traded and you can say nothing. Like you have a say. If Barca tell you need to sign for Juve, you can say no, I'm not signing. I'm just not signing. What do you guys think about the 3-4-2? I think Juve don't have the type of players for that formation, for the middle to the back, from the middle to the back. Isn't better 4-3-3, 2 center backs only. Remember, we need two. The back three with the squad we have right now in the injuries is. Couldn't believe what he was doing at one point.
But we never played 3-4-3 anyway, so.
No, I don't think. No. Yeah, I agree with that as well. Like we didn't, but the back three is what it is. That's what Tudor is gonna stand. Like he's gonna play a back three. That means playing Kostic as well, like against Real Madrid. Forgot about Kostic, but that's what he did. Yeah. Instead of changing it, he's like, no, you go out there and help sink the ship even more. And just help Real Madrid sink the ship. Like very strange, but not sure what that was all about. But that's also a worrying sign that Jesus. I just saw a tweet. Udinese won. Teams are willing to pay almost 36 plus bonus for Luca. That's actually madness.
Oh my god! I hope
that could be.
That's a club so hard. No?
That can be one of those situations where it's like, and they offered 55 million for Darwin Núñez. Cannot believe Liverpool are not accepting it, but that's a different topic. I think he will do well under Conte, but for who are Liverpool holding out at this point? Like, what are they looking for? Because that's already insane money. They already overpaid to sign it.
For the money that they're gonna sell them for is wow.
I think Núñez and Vlahovic just as for me in my eyes they are the same. They are horrible.
They're chaotic players. Núñez even more.
Núñez is more technically sound though, which is crazy.
Yeah, because right now,
Vlahovic is a trampoline every time he receives the ball.
I agree. Let me see what people are saying. It's going too fast. Sorry. We need to take advantage of the situation where clubs from the English League, Newcastle, Nottingham, Fulham, Everton have money for these players. Yeah, but we were giving him in Bangla for 8 million euros and Nottingham Forest. So they have money, but somehow we are like, we don't need your money. So I want to agree with you. Yeah, like Newcastle spent almost 60 million euros for. I forgot the name. Why do I forget the name for Elan? 60 like real euros, not fake money, like real money. 60 million euros for Elanga. You know how insane that is. Like for real, let's be honest. And he had a good season in Nottingham Forest, but 60 million euro, like he's just a spicy Mbangula. Like he's nothing special. 60 million euros for Elanga is crazy. It's crazy.
Hell of a description. I love that.
And you know what the weird part is? We got played. We paid 20 plus for Kelly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're terrible. We're absolutely terrible at selling. Chelsea has a total of 46 players. Yeah, that model is. I don't know what that model is. I'm not gonna lie. They got a fine of like 20 million euros or something, 30 million euros. They got fined.
By
They
the
will
way,
pay that with no issue. They will just pay that, and they will move on.
if we got fined 30 million euros, we're gonna be fucked for the next like 3 years.
Yeah. We're out of the race for Osimhen. So somebody asked. Okay. We talked about the main topics, I think, unless I'm completely forgetting something, but I don't think it was kind of a slow day. That's why I was a bit, frustrated. I was expecting something a little bit more than what we were getting, but again, it is what it is. I guess we only play one preseason game apparently as well, like the next gen game, but that's not a preseason game. We play one, which I don't really have an issue with, to be honest. But you cannot test out your new players, whoever it's going to be. Like one game, like you're going to change so
We
much.
have
So
a game against Dortmund on the 10th.
yeah, and that's it, and
Yeah.
that's it. So
See,
one
it's
game.
unusual for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Reminds me of the COVID Pirlo season, where we just played. What did we play? Was it Cittadella or I don't know. I don't remember. Or just
Alexandria,
one,
maybe, I don't know.
probably just one preseason game and then just jump right into the season.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, it was like 5-0. Like I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a while ago. Damn. I also
Yeah.
remember the Atletico preseason game when we got
Our
smoked.
Morata's penalty.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Morata game was.
Yeah,
That was one
that's
for the highlight. That was one for the highlight reels.
yeah.
According to Nico Shira, Pedulo, Mirko, etc. According what? Oh, Sancho Day tomorrow. No, it's just talks. A new rounds of talks. It's
Yeah.
nothing. It's nothing special.
I got excited.
Are we now back in the race for Retigi? I hope we were
hope
never
not.
in the race, but I've not seen anything about it. We're not paying 50 plus for Retigi. I hope.
Yeah, just get Colomani,
I
honestly.
think he will end up in the Saudi league, Retigi, at this point. So, what do you think about an attack of Jadon Sancho? What do you think about our attack of Jadon Sancho comes? I don't know. I need to see the end of the window because what is like? Is it going to be Colomani? Is Nico Gonzalez going to be here? Is Vlahovic going to be here? Like, I mean, nobody knows. Like, nobody knows at this moment in time. So, like, hard to answer those type of questions, in my opinion. Like, I don't have an answer for it. If you add Jadon Sancho to this, and I'm saying to this because Colomani is not our player, and Gonzalo was also not our player, then yeah, no, it's not good. Like it's definitely not good. We're gonna have a Locatelli debate throughout the season. Let me let me put it to the side. Do you guys believe Motta's failure at the club will lead Juve to go for more experienced managers? Well, we didn't do that right now. Going forward rather than experimental, because yeah, Tudor has more experience, but I mean, not the experience you should expect at a club like Juve, right? So I'm gonna say no to that answer because I don't think that was the issue because we got a non-experienced manager.
Yeah.
Xavi Alonso wasn't really that experienced, to be honest. Yeah, he coached like the B and whatever, but Xavi with Barcelona, was he that? Yeah, he coached, but like he coached in a league where it's like, I mean, Cannavaro coached in that league and almost won. I think it was right, or was it Qatar and China? I'm mixing those up probably.
As said, yeah, Qatar.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends. Like somebody has no experience and can do well, and coaches with a lot of experience can do poorly. If you're a good
Depends
coach,
on
I
the
think you'll get
squad.
there.
Depends on many things. Yeah.
And the team as well, management. If things get tough, are they there to back you, or are they just throwing you under bus like it happened with us this season? Clearly, nobody wanted to take any responsibility, and they just let Mota drown. And that's what happened at the end of the day. And to make it worse, at the end of the summer, they all got sacked, or he got sacked as well. So kind of a odd situation that was. Um, Inzaghi will be Juve coach after his contract expires in 2 years. I'll never say never, but
Mm.
I can. It's something I can imagine, but in 2 years, you never know what's gonna happen. So.
yeah, I don't want to think about that right now. I'm actually focusing on tomorrow. Baby
Yeah,
steps. What will happen tomorrow?
yeah.
Which Giovanni Albanese link will we get tomorrow? Is it one more random Mexican player?
And so you'll
I don't
get
know.
linked to
Mm.
Edson Alvarez as a six since he won the Gold Cup for Mexico.
We've been linked with
The
half
Ndidi link was so
Fluminense's.
random. The Ndidi link was so weird.
I thought it was 2018 when I read that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe it would
It's
have been a
crazy.
fun signing back then, but now,
Do you want to hear something crazy? And I'm probably not accurate, but I'm gonna say the last 4 seasons he missed about 50 to 60 games.
no shit.
Maybe the last 3 seasons. Somebody can look it up, but it's gonna be close to that. I haven't looked it up, but it's probably going to be something like that. 50 to 60 games easily that he missed. Easily. And probably not even with the same injury as well, because I've watched him live a lot because he played where I live and he was fantastic. Unbelievable. Like unbelievable. I cannot believe he went to Leicester. That was the wrong move because he was way too good for Leicester even. But yeah, like he didn't reach the levels he should have been reaching. It's just a low cost. It's like the Castagna link. Remember 2 years ago?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Kind of feels that vibe. Oh, Leicester went down. He's cheap, etc. But I mean, no, you shouldn't be doing that. He's injury prone, and that ship's now sailed. Are we now focusing first for an alternative for Osimhen or first on a new defensive player? No idea. Absolutely no idea. I wish I, I wish I had the answer, but I have no idea. I believe the only link we stopped following was Witzel. Oh, that was
that
good
was
times.
sad. That was sad.
That was
Yeah, I was
that was
proper.
crazy.
He was the type of midfielder we needed in that midfield back in 2016. But
He did his medicals, everything.
yeah, I was like making teams of like a Pjanic, Khedira, Witsel, Marquisio midfield, but alas,
Yeah, I agree. I agree. At that time, I
that
would
would have
agree
been a
one hundred
sick
percent.
midfield, honestly, because we needed like a proper six, and then Pjanic got tossed into Regista.
I agree. Somebody says should we sign Savage on a free next season?
Oh
No,
my!
but actually, I want to ask completely off-topic questions. The players who went to the Saudi league, how many players have signed an extension? Ronaldo did, but like, are they signing
None of
extensions? These
them.
players, or are they like,
No one
you're done,
else.
get out, we're getting a new one now?
No, no, no.
They're leaving. No.
Cassia might leave. He plays for the club, my club, and yeah, he's probably gonna leave. So a lot of the
But
players, Gabri Vega left as well. Um,
but is it also a club decision where it's like we're gonna get new ones, or
I think it's a bit of both because the contracts are pretty short term anyway.
yeah, that I like. I saw players signing 2 year deals. I'm like, that's weird, or like weird. It's a lot of money, but like you don't really see that unless you're like 38 in Europe or 36 in like 2 year deal or whatever. So
Yeah,
maybe that's their formula. I don't know. I don't know.
yeah. I
Like,
feel like the model is like get star player A, keep him for a season or two, send back to Europe, get star player B, repeat, repeat. That's what it looks like at least. That's why I noticed like my club back home doing so.
wasn't it worthy to get to ask for John Duran? He's on a free loan, by the way. A free loan. They paid about 80 million euros like 6 months ago. I think
Wow.
he's a fantastic player. Like his finishing is top notch.
Yeah, his ball striking is unbelievable. Would have been worth it, honestly. Like, it's not something I really gave much thought about.
A free transfer, by the way, a free loan.
Yeah.
Fenerbahce are paying nothing, just nothing. That's crazy.
But
Someone mentioned Patrick Schick in the comments.
oh my god.
Mm.
But how did that deal went down? Because sometimes just the agent calls someone and okay, let's do it, and then it happens like in 30 minutes.
I have no idea why they signed him and let him go on loan after 6 months. I don't watch Saudi, so I don't really follow it. So I don't know what happened. I don't think
Yeah.
it's has anything to do with qualities at this moment in time. It sounds ridiculous, but then again, there's so much money. It sounds very normal, which is crazy. But like a free loan after paying 80 million sounds pretty okay.
The thing is, like the Saudi league, because I'm Saudi, I could tell you a bit of how it works. Is like it's very NBA style in the sense that every year a team gets a makeover. So like the turnover of players is quite insane if you think about it. So,
But isn't more like it feels like somebody else is controlling all the clubs.
yeah. That's the case. Yeah,
Because
it's the
Netflix is a
PIF.
sporting director, right? Somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Is he
But
really doing a job? Like,
yeah, I mean, I guess it's a bit of both, but it's like the governing body is what ultimately dictates which players go where. Because, like, for example, like when Al Hilal signed all their star players, their previous star players, a lot of them got scattered across to the mid-table teams. Like for
yeah.
example, Igalo, he was like a star player for them a few years ago, and then he just got shipped to like Al Wahda, which is like a mid-table club, who almost got relegated who got relegated actually this season.
That's crazy. That's actually
Man,
crazy.
Nedved left.
Oh, he left. I've not been. I don't really follow it,
No,
to be honest.
Shabab are an irrelevant club back home. Only like 10 people support them. So honestly, it's like Al Ahly, which is my team, Al Hilal, Ittihad and Nasr, who like everyone supports, and everyone's from like Jeddah, Riyadh.
Shabab is black and white as well, no?
Shabab are black and white. Yeah, I remember back in school, there's this one principal who supported the Shabab, and they won the league in like 2011, and he was just like so happy, like roaming through the hallways.
We'll see. Maybe they'll take one of our players. Doubt it, but who knows? Because our players are telling them no. That's they want our players, but they're telling no for some reason. Everyone wants to leave to the Saudi league besides our players. They're like, no,
Yeah,
not doing it.
When I saw that Hilal link, I was like, please go join your friends Mitrovic and Savic.
I'm not gonna lie. If I was in Vlahovic's situation, and okay, I'm not saying he should be, but if I was Vlahovic and I'm like, man, the seasons I'm having and the way I'm playing, if you pay me 25 million, I'm joining. Like I don't care what people think about me. I'm joining. Like screw everybody with what you think about me. If I get a 3-year deal, that's 75 million. Isn't it tax free as well? Like it's insane.
Yeah,
Somebody
no one else
tax
interested
free.
in
like
him.
the Ronaldo contract is tax.
Wow.
I mean, I'm gone. I'm sorry, I'm gone. Like, why would I play for Milan for 6 million euros? Like for real?
Yeah.
Like, why would I do that? I'm taking that money. I'm just gone. Forget about it. 75 million. I will come back and I will play for 4 million euros for whoever at that point. But I'm doing it. Not saying he should. Like, if he doesn't want to do it, he doesn't want to do it. But the options are so limited for him right now that I'm like, I mean,
yeah, I don't understand.
You should be thinking about it maybe a little bit because it's not that bad.
Plus, he can go there for 1-2 years and then come back to Europe.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like he probably can do that, and well, like Inzaghi, he signed a 2-year deal as well. He probably will be back after 2 years. He will like.
Yeah, he gets the cash.
Last question from Dino, and then we're gonna wrap it up. He asked us if we are happy with Allegri's words. I don't know if anyone saw that. He just praised the club and thanked the club, and I'm like, yeah, fine. Yeah. He just thanked the club for the beautiful 8 years, Agnelli, Alcan, and whatever.
But it's pretty standard, no?
I have nothing against him. I like.
Yeah.
It's sweet, I guess.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, yeah,
I don't
people
hate
think
the
I hate
man.
Ali. I don't hate him because for me, he's a
Yeah,
legend. You know, for what he has won for the club, but it was
yeah.
just not working for us, and that's it. You know,
Hmm.
we
Exactly. Couldn't
moved
have
on
said it
from Lippi.
properly.
Like we moved on from other coaches as well. Like it's part of it. It's part of football. So nothing.
I hate
Hope
the
he
way
does
he
well
coached lately.
at Milan, but not better than us.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I just hated him how he coached, but it doesn't mean I hate him. He's a legend, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. He's a funny guy, entertaining character. Milan
Yeah,
fans are gonna have fun this season
For
when
somebody's
they're having to defend in the 90th minute against Sassuolo.
for some
yeah.
reason we're glitching. So yeah, I'm not doing this Di Marzio thing. I'm sorry. He's saying the priority is to keep Conceição, and we're prepping a new offer. The alternative is Sancho. Um, yeah, I mean that's just going completely against what he's been saying as well the last couple of days. So I cannot take it serious. I cannot take it serious if I'm being completely honest. For me, it's glitching. So maybe it's my Wi-Fi. So I'm gonna break it up because it will collapse in about a second. I'm not sure what's happening. Can you guys still hear me perfectly?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's fine and
yeah,
clear.
yeah.
For me, it's glitching. I see you guys glitching for some reason. So I don't know what it is. Well, let me.
Yeah, I also see that people call
Yeah,
Lippi a
I don't know.
legend, a real legend, and yeah, I love Lippi, Marcello. He was my first
Much
legend.
better.
Anyways, people, we're gonna wrap this one up. I'm sorry, I need to check what the issue is with this stream. Yeah, I know you can see me, but it's glitching for like crazy for me. I can not even hear you guys properly for some reason. So I'm gonna wrap this one up. Apologies. Thanks for watching. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, try to fix it, and probably we'll go live again tomorrow. Norbert, Malik, thanks for joining and trying to make sense a little bit of what has been happening. And we will see if something pops up. Like I said, the Di Marzio thing it's all over the place now because it's a 360 from what he himself was saying 24 hours ago, and that's I don't think that's how it works at the club, to be honest, at any club. So that's a transfer window for you guys, I think. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you. Ciao.